This week's chapter is on the practice of feeling pain, which Barbara Brown Taylor calls a breakthrough. Breakthrough of what kind? Well, my experience has been that it can lead to huge amounts of gratitude. I've seen this on the yoga mat. It's happened a few times myself, where there is just a huge release and a letting go of feelings, emotions, suffering, just getting it all out on the mat, and then having an intense feeling of gratitude. I have seen it more on the mat as a teacher. It happens. So having said that, I can pretty much guarantee it's not going to happen in the next 30 minutes because it's not something we can consciously create. But there is something else that we can learn from the practice of feeling pain, including the pain of suffering. Barbara Brown Taylor says, at its worst, it can erase most of what you thought you knew about yourself. People who live with chronic pain usually know more about this than those who may reasonably look forward to feeling better soon. To live with pain on a daily basis is to be involved in a high-maintenance relationship. To make peace with the pain can require as much energy as fighting it. So what I think can happen on the mat also is an opportunity to discern the sensations in our body, to get good at noticing what we're really experiencing. Is this high maintenance relationship taking up the right energy? Is it taking up the right amount of energy? So that's what we're going to kind of explore on the mat these next 25 minutes or so. And then of course we will end in Savasana. So we're going to start with just some deep belly breathing, 3-part belly breaths, and we're going to start standing. So I invite you to just lift your toes up and spread them wide. Have your feet about 2 fist widths apart. Right, outer edges of the feet parallel. Inhale and draw your shoulders up, back, and down. Root your big toe mound and your pinky toe, and both the inside and the outside of the heel. And just take a moment to notice what your body's feeling. Maybe close your eyes if you're comfortable. Simply inhale, feeling the belly, the rib cage, all the way up to the collarbone. And exhale, soften the collarbone, the rib cage, pull the low belly in. So back of the neck long, jaw soft. As you continue breathing, notice the sensations in your body. Do you need to make any adjustment? Maybe dropping your tailbone a little bit more or softening your knees to find more ease. And then I invite you to set an intention around gratitude. Gratitude for some challenge that you've had in your life, that you've come out on the other side grateful for. Perhaps if you have chronic pain, gratitude for the ability to use your breath to bring, if not relief, at least acceptance. And when let that go, know that you can always come back to those 3-part breaths. All right. So make some circles with your wrists in one direction, and then the other direction. And then we're going to start to warm our spine. So a lot of where we feel and carry pain and kind of baggage of suffering in our bodies is our hips. So I'm going to take my feet as wide as the edges of the mat. I'm going to soften my knees just a little bit. I'm going to drop my tailbone and tilt my pelvis forward. And then exhale, come on back to neutral. And again, inhaling, drop your tailbone and tilt your pelvis forward. And exhale, release. And one more time, inhaling, drop the tailbone, lengthen the sacrum, tilt the pelvis forward. And then release and roll your shoulders up, back, and down again. And then soften your knees and we'll do a little standing cat-cow. I've still got my feet wider than my shoulders. So on an inhale, straighten your legs and reach the crown of the head out long. Straighten your legs as much as you can anyway, getting your spine parallel to the ground. And then exhale, softening the knees, hollow out like that hollowing cat shape. You can use your hands on your thighs. Inhaling again, straighten your legs as much as you can, reach the crown of the head out long, half forward fold, thighs are working. And exhaling, soften your knees. This time do that cow shape, gentle arch. Exhaling, release, inhale, half forward fold again, lengthening the legs, reaching the crown of the head out long, pulling that low belly in, support the back. Soften the knees and hollow out. One last time. Exhaling, release, inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, bend the knees, and inhale, gentle arch. And then exhaling, fold your ribcage toward your thighs. Grab a hold of the block maybe. And again, work on straightening your legs as much as you can. Maybe you drop your head. Take a breath. So tuning into the sensations in the body, discerning if the sensation you feel is really pain or if you can use your breath to help it dissipate. Good. Then bend the knees, plant the hands on the thighs, and come on back up to standing with a flat back. Inhale your arms overhead. Interlace your hands, turn your palms facing out. And maybe tilt your pelvis forward again, drawing your upper arms back. And then come on back up. Heel toe your way in so that your feet are again 2 fist widths apart. Couple of sun salutations. Exhaling, fold forward. Let your head hang if you can. Inhale, halfway up, fingers under the knees. Exhaling, soften the knees. Take the right leg way back in high lunge. Front knee over the ankle, float that back knee down. Let's keep that back toe curled under. Inhaling, gently arch, drop the tailbone, reach your arms up. Exhaling, hands to the mat. Come to the top of your push-up plank, knees or toes. Exhaling, chaturanga, down to the mat. Push your feet, tops of the feet into the mat. Drop your tailbone. Inhaling, gentle cobra. Exhaling, forehead to the mat. Reverse your dive. Reverse your push-up. Squeeze your elbows in, either onto the knees or the toes. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Lift that right leg up in the air. Pull the knee into the chest. Find your way to low lunge. Right leg forward. Inhaling, arms up. Nice. Stretch for the hip flexor and the psoas. Back leg, exhaling, hands to the mat. Curl the toes under. Inhale. Come all the way back to half forward fold. Fingers under the knees. Exhaling, soften, hang if you can. Reverse your dive, fingertips up in the air. And exhale your hands to your heart. We'll do that one more time. Same thing. Inhaling, arms up. Soften the knees, dive forward. Hang if you can. Inhale, half forward fold. Now the left leg's going back. High lunge. Float that knee down on your exhale. Inhaling. Gentle crescent lunge. Exhaling, hands to the mat. Inhale, top of the push-up plank. Knees or toes. Exhaling, chaturanga. Push your feet into the mat. Inhaling, gentle cobra. Exhale, forehead to the mat. Reverse your push-up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up. Find your way to low lunge. Left foot forward. Inhaling. Crescent lunge. Feel that nice stretch. Exhaling, hands to the mat. Curl the toes under. Inhale all the way to half forward fold. Exhaling, hang. Reverse your dive, fingertips up in the air. And exhale your hands to your heart and take a breath. So we're going to do one standing, one-legged balance here, mostly about stretching the quad. So grab your strap if you can't get a hold of your knee or your shin or your foot. You want to find your foot or hold the back of your pant leg or use the strap and bring the knees back together. So stretching the quadricep, right? Hold on to the wall or a chair if you need. Sometimes that can be the real barrier to getting a good stretch in our psoas if our quads are tight. So we're just going to stay here. Maybe you want to reach for that foot with both hands. Make your spine longer. You can go deeper in this pose if you want. Exhaling, gently release. Take a breath, maybe roll your shoulders up, back, and down. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So lift that knee, find your foot, however you can. Get up off those hips. Take a few of those deep belly breaths. So, using the props is another opportunity to be discerning. Do I want to put myself in actual pain? Or do I want to get the support I need by using a prop? Practicing in a different way. And exhaling, gently release, shake it out. So we're going to do another set of sun salutations, getting a little more deeply into the hip and the psoas. So inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, gently dive. Inhale, half forward fold. Right leg's going way back again. Float that back knee down. You could let that foot relax. Definitely want to have a block handy or hard back books. Something to help you make your arm longer, basically. Then you're going to walk that front foot out to the edge of the mat and turn the toes out a little bit. We're going to do a couple of circles with the hips. So I'm going left foot forward, I'm going counterclockwise. Third circle. And then I'm going to bring my hips low and forward toward the left as much as I can. And then I'm going to maybe gently push that left knee open, lifting my chest up and back. Right? Might be feeling it here in the psoas. If you're feeling kind of bendy, check in with that back leg. Maybe you want to reach for that back foot. So you could do it with the same hand as back leg, or you could lean into that stretch, gazing up the other direction. Maybe you can reach the other arm back in that foot or your heel. Couple breaths. So wherever you are, releasing, coming back into a high lunge or low lunge, both feet in line. Inhaling, sweep your arms up again and release your fingers. Draw your upper arms way back. Exhaling, hands to the mat or the block. Lift that back thigh, come all the way to half forward fold, reach the crown of the head out long. Exhaling, hang. Reverse your dive, fingertips up in the air. Exhaling your hands to your heart. We go to the other side. You got this. Inhaling, arms up. Just tune into what you're feeling in your body. Exhale, dive. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, soften the knees. Left leg way back in high lunge. Let that foot go flat. All right. We're going to do hip circles on the other side, right? Walk that foot out to the edge of the mat. Toes pointing slightly out, and now we're going clockwise, right? Right foot forward, clockwise circles with the hips. 3 big circles. Get round and way low to the right. Inhaling. Maybe use some weight on that right knee to push out and open. Maybe you can get a little more deeply into that psoas. Take the same hand as back foot. Find that foot or heel. Be mindful of that hamstring cramp. Maybe you want to lean way open. Feel that psoas stretch. Maybe you can reach for the heel with the other hand. Breathe, big belly breaths. And exhaling, gently release. So that stretch there kind of reminded me of that Bikram saying, it's not the body that's stuck, it's the mind that's stuck. We just need to be open to it, open to the sensations. Inhaling, arms up, feet are back in line with the hips. Turn your palms facing upward and open up. Exhaling, release the hands and come right to all fours. Right. Just going to rock our hips from side to side a little bit. Perhaps take a child's pose, big toes together. Rock your hips back. Maybe rock them from side to side. Just notice how they're feeling as you fold yourself into a child's pose, knowing that you have plenty of props, right? You could rest your head on a block with the block between your hips and your heels. You can make this as active as you like. You could use your hands to push your hips further back. You could be completely passive, let your head rest, put your hands on by your heels. And then gently use your hands to bring it out of child's pose so that you can come to seated on a block or a blanket or on the mat for bound angle or Baddha Konasana. Right, so being careful of your knees if you have any knee trouble. Soles of the feet together, you can walk your hips toward your heels. And this might be enough, right? Just to sit up tall. After a few deep breaths here, maybe you want to bring your body forward, starting with a straight spine. Shoulders soft, back of the neck long. Maybe you want to bring your right hand to your knee. Gently open up. No pressure on that knee. Where can you let go in your hip? Inhaling, gently release that. Try the other side. Drawing yourself forward again. Maybe you want to let the hip hang. Go deeper if you can. Pay attention to the sensations in your body, not what my body looks like. Make it your pose. Inhaling, come on up out of it. The next pose we're going to practice is Pigeon Pose. So if you are unable to be on your legs for Pigeon Pose, you would roll onto your back and make like that number 4, right? And you grab the back of the thigh, and that's your Pigeon Pose. Keeping the top foot flexed will help protect the knee. You're going to feel it in the outer leg. If you'd like to be on your legs, you're going to start in all fours. We'll start with the right leg first, so take the right knee forward and then scoot the shin more parallel to the front edge of your mat. If you ballerina point your foot That'll help protect the knee. Keep the foot active, right? So maybe you want to start with a gentle arch, opening that psoas on the left side. And then exhaling, folding forward, resting on your elbows, or maybe your head on a block. Use those deep breaths. So the key to this practice here is not going too deep too quickly so that your body's screaming to get out of it. Tune into the sensations and find your edge. Three more deep breaths. Maybe you can fold a little more deeply. Hold the low belly in. Bring yourself back up to seated, or at least shoulders over the hips if you can. So you could come to seated. You could go to all fours. You could take a downward facing dog. However you want to switch to the other side. If you're on your back, you could just stay there. Maybe take a recline bound angle there, and then go to the other side. So now I've got my left knee outside the wrist, shins coming forward. I'm going to keep that foot active, ballerina pointed to help protect the knee, and then walk my back leg back. Get tall first. And then exhale, gently find your way in. Great opportunity to just check in, see what level of sensation we can live with. Deep belly breaths. Three more deep breaths. Find somewhere to make more space. Let go. So as you come out of it, time to safely find your way into Savasana. So that might be swinging your feet forward, rolling onto your back. You might want to grab a blanket to put under your knees or under your head. Tuck your shoulder blades together. Find a place where you can be completely still, maybe palms facing up to receive all the good energy. Cover your eyes with a towel or a mask. Take a couple of three-part belly breaths. And then let that go. Nothing to do until you hear my voice again. So before you get moving, perhaps offering a couple of full deep belly breaths of gratitude. Gratitude for challenging times, pain that leads to breakthrough. Gratitude for the earth underneath us, holding us up. Maybe start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, so there's no right or wrong way to get moving. Start with small motions. Eventually making them a little bit bigger. Bending your knees when you're ready. Adjusting your hips so that you can slowly and gently push yourself up to seated, maybe keeping your eyes closed. Take a moment to set your legs, however it's comfortable, checking with your hips. So perhaps the question is not to ask why there is pain and suffering, but how? How can our breakdowns become breakthrough and perhaps lead to more gratitude? Inhaling, bring your hands to your heart center, sit up one more time. Exhale, bow your own head to your heart for the ways that you navigate this human experience that nobody gets out of, pain and suffering, and still you show up on your mat. The spirit in me honors the spirit in you. Thanks for practicing with me, and namaste.